Here we go again, and this is just getting too silly now.
The member for Hindmarsh.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Emissions Reduction. Section 253 of the New South Wales Crimes Act creates a serious indictable offence for making a false document to influence the exercise of a public duty. I refer to his provision of a forged City of Sydney document to the Daily Telegraph in an attempt to influence the Lord Mayor of Sydney in the exercise of her public duty. Will the Minister assure the House that this forgery was not made by him or his office?
The Minister has the call. The Minister for
Thank you, Mr
Emissions
Speaker.
Reduction.
Yes.
Before we get into what that was all about, quick reminder, this guy here is the very same that brought us Australia's Watergate with his company Eastern Australian Irrigation and the 82 million in the Cayman Islands. And he also brought us Grassgate with the endangered grasslands and his property Jam Land. Yeah, this guy. Apparently that's not enough for him, so now I think it's all just going to be grouped in together as hashtag AngusGate. Alright, I'll put a Twitter thread by The Guardian Australia on the screen, but I'll just reference it. I won't directly read it as I tell you about what went down. Okay, Angus Taylor wrote a letter to the Mayor of Sydney, and the Mayor actually seems to care about the environment. He sent a letter saying, if you'd want to cut carbon emissions, maybe cut down your international travel. The Daily Telegraph also got a copy of this letter on the same day, and in it says that the Sydney Council has spent 14.2 on domestic travel and 1.7 on international travel. Now, as you can see from some of these tweets, the Sydney Council gave forward evidence to prove that what's on the website has always been like that, it's never been changed, which is, and what the actual numbers on the website of the amount spent on domestic and international travel was $4,206 on domestic travel and $1,727 on international travel, with everybody working for them over extended period of time. All of them managed to get $229,000 for a large number of people over a considerable amount of time. Now, let's have a look at a follow-up question, and then we'll just finish this off and go full what do you mean.
Member for Hindmarsh.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is again to the Minister for Emissions Reduction. I refer to the Minister's previous answer. Where did the Minister get the forged document?
The Minister has the call.
Mr Speaker, I absolutely reject the premise of the question and the bizarre assertions being peddled by those opposite.
Wouldn't you think after rorting Australia through your irrigation company and then fucking up grasslands with Jam Land, wouldn't you try to keep your nose clean and not go sending letters just to start beef? This is like worse than high school snotty kid crap. So where did it come from, Angus? You wrote the letter, you sent the letter was used by the Daily Telegraph. The website's never been altered, it's always had the same numbers. And yeah, let's just have a look. I really appreciate how ballsy this is, because honestly I don't think they're gonna be having a go at a mayor for, what is it, all up we'll say $7,000 worth of flights, and so from collectively 7,000 we got it up to 15 million. Well, that's what they intended to imply, or he may have straight up said in his letter. I haven't actually seen that yet, but as you can see on here, it's just got, that's why I said it before, just 14.2 and 1.7. If anything, you could turn around and go, wow, where did she get such cheap flights to only have to spend $14? Oh, and overseas being pretty much just $1. What do you mean? But yeah, forgery's a crime. You're gonna have to say where this document came from, Angus. And just how ridiculous is it? Yeah, I'm going to say that the mayor that cares about the environment has spent $15 million on flights. Oh, well, it'd be hilarious if they left the M out for the whole plausible deniability, but it's still forgery if you just change it to $14, Angus. But yeah, I'm still working on another video that I really am enjoying making, and all this other nonsense keeps getting in the way. So that's why they're very quick and simple ones. All my efforts going into things I really like. I guess we'll wrap this up with fantastic. Great move. Well done, Angus. Like, subscribe, become a patron at patreon.com/WDYM videos. Have a good one.